Hey there, welcome back to my channel, it's me. I just wanted to hop on here quickly because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with final exams. So I made this video to give you some tips to help you get an A on your final exam. Because yes, it is possible to study for 2 hours and get an A on your final. It doesn't have to be this dreadful thing that you're dreading. I'm gonna give you some tips. Tip no. 1 is don't go into your final exam thinking that it's impossible. If you failed all your tests, if you bombed every quiz, if you've done poorly on every homework, that is not the mindset you want to go in with because anything can happen on the test. Anyone can do well on the test. It doesn't matter what your previous grades are. I don't care if you have a 0 in the class, you can still get an A on the final. You can still ace that baby, and you can still turn your grade around. So tip no. 1 is don't go in defeated. Tip no. 2 is make sure that you study for that final exam. Now, I know you guys probably heard from your teachers what to study, but if they didn't specifically tell you to study everything, then make sure you're studying everything. Don't just focus on one test or just focus on a couple tests. Study for everything that's going to be on that final. And when I say everything, I mean absolutely everything. So tip no. 2 is study for the test. Tip no. 3 is get a good night's sleep before your exam. I know a lot of you guys are probably staying up cramming, trying to get everything in before the exam, but that's not gonna help you. The best thing that you can do for your brain is get a good night's sleep so that when you go in there you're actually able to think. A lot of you guys will go in there and you'll blank. You won't be able to remember anything, and that S because you didn't give your brain the time that it needed to rest so that it can process everything that you've been learning. So please, I'm begging you guys, get a good night's sleep. Go to bed early, wake up early, but make sure you get a good night's sleep. Tip no. 4 is make sure that you eat breakfast. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't used to eating breakfast, but that's what you need to do on the day of your exam. Make sure you eat breakfast, even if it's just a little bit, because you need the energy. You need the sustenance to be able to focus and to be able to think clearly on that exam. So make sure you eat breakfast. Tip no. 5 is make sure you review all of your notes before the exam. Don't just hope that you're gonna go in there and do well. Actually review everything before you go in there so that you can refresh your memory. And tip no. 6 is try to focus on the positive. I know a lot of you guys are probably very nervous for your exam, so try to take deep breaths and calm yourself down. Try to think positively, because if you think negatively, you're just going to do worse. Like if you start off the exam by getting really nervous and you start doubting yourself, you're just going to perform worse. So make sure you try to focus on the positive. Try to think positively, think good thoughts, happy thoughts, and just go in there feeling confident and knowing that you're going to do great. So those are my tips for you guys. I really hope that you do well on your final exams. Remember, anything is possible. Even if you've done poorly in the class, you can still get an A on your final. So just make sure you study for it, get a good night's sleep, eat breakfast, review your notes, and just focus on the positive. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.